supposed to rap until, especially when your favorite rapper ain't even half as ill. A savage with tracks of banana peel, attack of the silverback gorilla. You're having a little trouble fathoming this is actually happening like Anderson. What is he saying? That shit is crazy. Welcome to the show. It's Lunchtime TV. You looking at it till the time. Oh, I can't even get into it. That shit was too crazy. What is he saying? He's saying some crazy shit. I just be wondering, like, I wonder what it's like to be in the studio with M when he's doing this. Because this guy's like going crazy. You looking at Attila, the psychopathic killer, the caterpillar. Don't tell me when I'm supposed to rap until, especially when your favorite rapper ain't even half as ill. A savage still attracts a banana peel, attack of the silverback gorilla. What is he saying? This shit is crazy. Royce the 5'9", Eminem, Caterpillar, oh my God. And King somebody else on this record too. The buddy singing the hook. King something. Sorry, buddy, I don't remember your name. I probably listened to this. King Green, my bad, buddy. I probably listened to this record 1,000 times and always be forgetting there's a third person on this shit. Anyway. You know what's crazy? I wake up this morning and I'm thinking, yo, Monday was okay. The day was kind of just whatever. Monday's show was just okay. Oh man, people trip me out. But I'm thinking, you know what? It's okay because today gonna be cool. It's Tuesday. My Tuesdays usually go pretty well. And I forgot to tell y'all. See, on this show, I complained for the last year about how I have not been having the opportunity to hoop. Indoor basketball in our area is back. And on April 6th, I'll be playing in a league. When I talk about mental health awareness on the show, I talk about the things that I feel like I need to keep my mental health in great shape. Basketball is one of those things. I'm happy to have basketball back. But anyway, my Tuesdays normally go well. I'm thinking today going to be a great day. But by 7:30 in the morning, I basically was sick. I'm sick and tired of seeing these videos of men physically assaulting women in public spaces where other men are around. I don't know how you can watch a video of a grown-ass man. Let me paint you a picture of what I feel like he looked like. Like I myself, I'm about 6'4", about 240, 250 pounds, something like that. This guy looked like he was bigger than me. I don't know. I haven't looked up his statistics, but on the camera footage, he looks like he's a massive human being. He's just walking down the street. And then there's some lady also walking down the street coming from the other direction. And just out of nowhere, right in front of a building, in front of doors where someone can actually, if they walk 3 feet outside of this door, they'll literally be getting stomped on the ground with her because he decided to take it upon himself to just beat her for no reason. They're saying it looks like it's a hate crime. Probably. But I think at this point, we're just like blown away at the fact that this is just a guy walking down the street choosing to do this to a female. He looks massive. The camera footage that shows the interaction between these two human beings is coming from the lobby of some building that they just happen to be walking in front of. You can literally see on the camera a guy inside the building watching this happen to this innocent woman. And when I tell you, if you remember that movie 300, that's the first kick he does to Shorty. He kicks her directly in the chest. Boom, down. She's done. Then it's about 2 kicks to the face and then another third kick before he finally decides to walk away. The guy inside the building watches this whole thing happen. And then you see another guy go up and gently close the door to the building they were at. So the door was open while all this happened. The universe was trying to save him time. The door was already open. He could have run out and he could have helped her. And he chose not to. It's crazy to see that on tape. So I post this morning where I see the video, so I post it. And this is literally what I put. Now, keep in mind, I run a meme page. If you follow my page, you see the stuff that I post daily. I should have been, and if you once followed my Facebook, you can confirm this. I should have been kicked off and out of the internet years ago and should have never been allowed to come back because some of the stuff that I post is so over the top, it shouldn't be allowed to be online. This morning, I literally put up a post on my IG, a place where I've never had them ever in my life email me and tell me to take something down. I just put that it said pathetic. Men are pathetic. 2 seconds later, I get a thing that says, you're being flagged for using hate speech. So we can get called niggers online. People can use anti-Semitic comments. We can watch a whole video of a guy just destroying this lady, destroying her for no reason. We can watch that. I can go on some of these social media apps and literally watch girls get piped. But you mean to tell me if I say that men are pathetic for standing around and watching another man beat up a female, you're going to take that down? I don't understand that. Why is that considered hate speech? Who have I offended by saying that men are pathetic? If you're going to stand there and watch some poor woman get beat down by some big ass dude, you're not even going to go out and restrain him. No one's asking you to go out and put your life on the line. If you're not built like that, we understand that shit. Not all of y'all are ready for that type of action. But you mean to tell me you can't run out, scream, wave your hands, do something? You watched her take 2 kicks to the chest, a couple kicks to the face, and then one final stomp. You watched that happen with the door open. And then the other nigga, he just walked up and closed the door. He also was in an area where he was watching this happen. And rather than go out and do anything, he just closed the door on her as if she was nothing. And they just left her there to be in pain in the middle of the fucking sidewalk all by herself because some asshole just wanted to go out of his way to inflict pain on another human being. And yeah, he makes comments such as, you don't need to be here, go back to where you're from, all these things. Fuck this nigga. He's a black dude too. We're not letting him slide. Fuck him for being racist. We're not tolerating that shit. Sorry ass. I can't even believe that I have to share this type of stuff with a fucking dummy like that. You really just walked up to some lady and then you gave her your best Jet Li impression because you've been watching too many damn fucking kung fu movies or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on with these people. He literally kicks her in the chest for no damn reason. And then boom, she's on the ground getting her head kicked in. Why? No one can even say why. These people are just out here doing this crazy ass shit. grown-ass adults who have access to the internet, access to resources. For some reason, people think it makes them weak to go get help. Anybody shaming you for going to seek help? Because there ain't no way that one day these people just wake up and they just be on this type of shit. These feelings pop up for you. You feel this shit coming, and you actively choose to not go do anything about it. And I know some things are hard. It's not going to be super easy to go get the help that maybe you need or that is required to help you overcome the possibility of some horrible, tragic incident. Maybe it's not always available. We got to find a way to make a way, because this shit getting out of hand. Because there's probably what they're going to do is they're going to go back and they're going to talk about his history, right? That's what they're going to do. They're going to immediately go to his history. But you're going to have all that on file, and nowhere in the history are you going to say that you actually put him in an environment, in a setting that would help alleviate whatever type of shit that he's been going through that would make him want to run up on a stranger on the street and fucking try to destroy that person. All the signs and red flags are there. So we're dropping the ball somewhere. It starts with them, yes, because again, they're adults. These are grown-ass people of all races acting like idiots. Now we're at the point where people are finally about to start going back outside across the entire nation. And now on top of that, you gotta still worry about COVID, but now you gotta also worry about these random fucking attacks, because people are out here on this bullshit. People, we are not in a fucking movie. This is not The Purge. You can't just walk up on other people and just decide that, hey, today I'm just not feeling it. And even though I don't know you, I've never seen you in my life, I've never even had a conversation with you, I'm just going to opt to start physically assaulting you because, hey, it's Tuesday. That type of shit can't happen. And again, why men are so fucking pathetic is because we also are literally witnessing people online talk about the shit that they saw on this elevator video with Quavo. They're trying to say that it's not an abuse. I want to provide my 2 cents because I've learned over the years that abuse comes in many forms. I don't understand why niggas feel like she has to get knocked out in order for it to be abuse. Because this is the thing I've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all have choices, bro. It doesn't matter how mad she makes you or what she does. You can walk away. She can walk away too. Y'all have that option. So it ain't on none of this like, oh, that's just black love. No, man. Why the fuck do you even want to be in a situation where you have to like put your hands on your partner? What do y'all want to do that for? Especially if you're heated and you're feeling frustrated. Think about the amount of ways and things and techniques that you could apply to your life and in those situations, all in those moments. You can go do anything else. You do not have to abuse each other. And what makes it an abuse is if it continues to happen over and over and over again. I know y'all are saying, oh, she took a swing at him. He probably getting abused too. It's a two-way street, Cuddy. Because in order for them to get into that space, they have to be doing things to each other. And both of these individuals also need to probably go get some things worked out. I'm not saying that it means go seek therapy, but shit. There are some underlying issues because why are y'all fighting each other at all? What do you need? Why do you want to fight your partner? Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God, no. You want to know the most unattractive thing about me for years that I like, not finally, because I had been realizing it for a long time. But it literally is it's just a shitty ass attitude. And people thinking that you're going to be on that type of bullshit. That shit ain't no fun. Why you want to be in a space where you're arguing with people all the fucking time or yelling and screaming at somebody? Ugh. The type of energy required to keep that charade up? No, man. And y'all niggas got money. Why y'all not just on vacation, treating each other right, showering each other with gifts and shit, doing things that regular motherfuckers can't do? Y'all out here arguing probably over dumb shit, over some he says shit. I don't know y'all's problems. You young ass people. I don't know. I just seen a video that looks crazy because to me it don't matter if Shorty take a swing at him. He doesn't need to be in a position where he has to do some stuff like that. Brother, if you feel like you need to put your hands on your girl to prove a point, you need to look within and get some things worked out. Because I assure you, there ain't no reason to be slapping your partner around. Because eventually all the real love that person may have for you, it all fades away. And if they stay with you, it's only starting to become probably out of fear of what might happen if they leave. You do not want to be with a person under those circumstances. That's not love, my nigga. There's no way in fucking hell y'all love each other if y'all are in there fucking slapping and fighting and doing all that shit. Hell no. Maybe one day, for sure. But you got to go get yourselves fixed up, man. And that's coming from my old ass. Because I tell you, I've never been the type to be putting hands and doing all that shit, but just raising your voice and your nostrils starting to flare up and your chest getting all big. That puts people in a very uncomfortable position. And you may not realize it, even though y'all look like y'all about the same size. Don't none of that matter. Because all that type of intimidation and all that shit that men use, it's going to stick in their brains forever. And the more and more that it happens and it adds up, you put these women in a position where they never want to fuck with you ever again. If you really love that girl, you would not be putting your hands on her. Even if she's putting you in the most awkward of states, forcing you to feel feelings of anger, resentment, any type of negative feeling. It don't matter if she puts you in that space. You should never get to the point where you want to put your hands on your girl and then try to go back and be like, well, I really love you, baby. No, you don't, nigga. You love the idea of her, sure. But you don't love her if you put your hands on her. And again, niggas online that's trying to pretend like what's going on is not an abuse. It can go both ways for sure. Again, if she's swinging on him, she got to feel some type of comfortability enough to do that type of shit. And that's a problem. That's an abuse. But if he grabbing her up like that, it's the same thing. Y'all feel too comfortable with allowing your anger to spill so far past certain lines that you're putting hands on one another. That is abuse. This is domestic violence. It's not black love. I don't give a fuck with nobody telling y'all, bro. It's not love. My parents are black. I seen them abuse each other and beat each other. Divorce. Trauma. PTSD. That's not black love, bro. It could happen like it happened on TV if y'all really wanted to be like that. Get your trauma worked out. Don't be in spaces with people if they're forcing you to take action upon them, especially if these are people that you love. You don't love these people if you're willing to do that. Family members included. You got people that's in your life that's putting their hands on you or talking bad down to you every single fucking day. Those people don't love you, bro, because if they did, they would never do that. Never. Never, bro. It's okay to have some disagreements every now and again, maybe be frustrated over some decisions that get made, but you're not talking down on the people that you love. Hell no. And you're not putting your hands on them. It's madness. We got to treat women a lot better. Speaking of treating the ladies a lot better, for Baylor basketball, women's, it's a tough way to end Women's History Month and the NCAA tournament when you're getting robbed of the game on a call, man. It was bad. Listen. It's bad. The refs made a bad call. They were right there. You ruined a perfectly good game. Now, I know also, listen, because as a sports guy, I have to say, Baylor did they basically gave up a 19-0 run. That's tough. If you let the team come back, You did it to yourself, because we also have to believe in the idea that you won't put yourself in a position to have the refs decide the game. Most refs are trash. And calls get missed. Ones like last night, you can't miss that. Whoever those refs were, they got to be fired. Because you have to make those calls. It was a foul. Shorty getting slapped in the head. There's contact with the lower body. It's a foul. She should be shooting two. And then you let the free throws decide what the outcome of the game is going to be. It was weird that the coach, though, the coach made headlines for multiple reasons. She made some crazy ass comments about COVID, where she basically was like, she said something to the effect of the NCAA should just give up on testing for COVID now, because why does it matter? We'd hate to see the kids miss the game because of some tests. But like the way she said it was as if she was implying that maybe she knew somebody had COVID and that now games were going to start getting canceled. So she's advocating for them to stop the testing because there's only 4 teams left. That doesn't seem like a sharp idea. That was crazy. She also says that while wearing the mask halfway on her face. She is also a COVID survivor. She had COVID in December. Lady. It's weird because I don't personally know this person, but I know somebody who had it, but who is also a denier. And that's the weirdest thing to me. Went to the doctor, was tested, was confirmed, like the whole thing, and still was like, nah, it's a hoax. That's super weird. It's weird that people are like that. And then it's also weird that, like, again, with these masks, like, why y'all still making a fuss over this, man? But again, shout out to the women's team over at Baylor. They were robbed last night. Who's to say if they were going to actually win the game against UConn? UConn is a powerhouse. They have been for decades, it seems like. I mean, you're talking about they just produce like all the greatest players of all time. So it's tough, man. Like, UConn is built for this type of stuff. Do you want to say that maybe they got lucky due to a bad call? Maybe. I'm still always, if you're asking me always, who do you take for the women's tournament? It's UConn always. Even if I haven't watched women's basketball in 10 years, I'd probably be like, it's UConn, right? Because they still have all the best kids. The young lady, Paige Buchers, I think is her name. Oh my God, getting buckets. You listen. We always talk about, can we send some of these wonderful women up to the league, to the NBA? I'm not gonna say that she would go do damage, but I think if you were just like, listen, can you score a bucket? Hell yeah, I think she can get a bucket on anybody. She has that type of talent, getting a bucket on anybody. There are a lot of other factors as far as actually playing consistent minutes in the league. It would be very different. But I would say, look, can she get a bucket? Yes. Could she get buckets on me? Yes. Could she get buckets on you? Absolutely yes. She's a killer. Killer. I love it. Shout out to UConn. Hope they win it. I don't want to check just yet. I think the game has already been played or is being played right now, or maybe it hasn't started yet. But the Texas Lady Longhorns, their women's basketball team is still in the hunt for the national championship. So I wanted to make sure I send them some good vibes. You are our last hope to be a champion this year. And it would be great because I know they have what it takes to pull it off. So I think they're playing South Carolina tonight. Hopefully they smack South Carolina. But hopefully they just all have fun. I'm trying to be on that now because, like, I haven't been able to hoop in like a year. So I just like watching the young kids, like, when they're just having fun. I love that they compete and they play hard, but like, y'all just having so much fun. I'm hella jealous because I still have that fire burning. I want to go hoop. April 6th. Puget Sound Basketball League. I'm going to try not to kill myself. Anyways, I said yesterday's show was wild. I don't know what to tell some of y'all. I get it because we're all people. But are some people under the impression that do they think that like when asking for honesty that grants them access to any and all things that you're a part of? Just got me thinking about that. Think about that question. Anyway, people are mad at the Brooklyn Nets because they signed Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. For all you sports fans, I'm still back on the basketball. We're basketball heavy this month because we're March Madness. We're heading into the NBA playoffs. It's basketball heavy. We're going to talk about sports. There are no other sports really cracking off at this time that have any real like national relevancy. That's what I'm saying. So I know there are other things going on. Shout out to all the soccer teams that are probably starting to pick up. Baseball starting to pick up. And as the season gets into full swing, we will add that into the show's agenda. We have people in the chat. Sorry, Elise. Shout out to Elise. Elise is in the chat. Hey, what's happening, shouted? But people are mad because the Nets, they went out at the trade deadline and they brought in a couple of guys. Now, I'm not saying that to be dismissive. I'm going to give you my honest take. So look, let's reflect back because I think I'm concerned that the same type of thing will happen to Zion Williamson. So when Blake Griffin was at Oklahoma, he dunked everything. He dunked on you, over you, beside you, all of the dunks. He could dunk everything. He could shoot a little bit. He could play. He's a good basketball player. Fast forward, he gets drafted by the LA Clippers. The very first year, he's sitting out with some type of knee something. And then the next season, he comes back, and people are like, oh my God, what's he going to be like after the knee? And he has jetpacks for legs. So it's like he's dunking everything. So the expectations start to become that if this player continues to blossom, he's going to win 1, 2, 3 MVPs, a couple of championships, and da-da-da-da-da. Remember that they had Chris Paul, they had Jamal Crawford, they had DeAndre Jordan, they had all of these players. And they're in Lob City, they have all these nicknames. They got these fresh banners, and Donald Sterling was a racist owner. They got him the fuck up out of there. And now it was time for something new. And you're thinking, oh my God, they're about to be killers. JJ Redick on the roster, all of these people. They underachieve multiple seasons in a row. You break that team up. All of a sudden, Blake is now injured a lot, and now he's on the move. He's been playing in Detroit. He like literally up until like a couple weeks ago when he got traded to Brooklyn, he hadn't dunked in like a year. I feel like all of his hype was tied up in his legs and his dunking ability. He did what was asked of him, which was develop a jump shot, but he's not good enough to lead a team to a championship. He's not old, but now he has found himself in a position where he has to go join up with people to chase rings. I'm not mad at him for that because he has significantly declined. Without the ability to dunk everything that moves at every single moment, your value isn't what it once was. I'm not worried about you being on this team. Will you help out? Absolutely. You'll be a great addition to this team. But if I'm the coach for an opposing team, I'm really not worried about Blake Griffin. Let me give you background on LaMarcus Aldridge, Portland's finest. He left Texas. Shout out to the Horns. He comes out to Portland. I know what y'all are thinking because I thought it too. He's going to be one of the greatest of all time. You want to know why? Because he's 6'11". He has back to the basket game, all these post moves. Oh my God, he even looks deceptively athletic. Because when he was young, you're like, oh my God, it's probably in there. If he wants to go beast mode on people, He probably could drop, step, and dunk everything. But he doesn't ever fucking do that. All he does is shoot turnaround fadeaways. He plays out here in the Pacific Northwest for a very long time, and he gets to play with somebody who I'm going to say something that's crazy as shit. If Brandon Roy would not have had all these knee problems, you're talking about, I'm just the two guards of all time, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and then I think you're looking at Brandon Roy and then maybe Dwayne Wade. But currently, as it stands, Jordan, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, the three greatest shooting guards of all time. That can't be argued. Don't argue with me. But Brandon Roy would have been right there, but he had knee problems. So him and LaMarcus do nothing. LaMarcus gives it Dame. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dame was very young. And LaMarcus really started to show his age because that whole athletic thing that we thought about him, like maybe the ability is within him, it never really was. We saw now I know why he wasn't dunking when he was young, because he really don't get down like that. He's not super aggressive. He's not really looking to accept any of the contact. All of these things. But you know what? We figured if he goes to San Antonio, he'll get a fresh start. And things will start to turn around for him. And because San Antonio at the time looked like they were still going to be a team that could contend for titles, maybe we'll bring in LaMarcus and he'll put us over the hump and he can be Tim Duncan's replacement. He's not as great as Tim, because Tim's one of the greatest, if not the greatest power forward that's ever lived. But LaMarcus is so close that maybe it'll be enough. We still have some pieces. We're adding some pieces. We'll be great. Stop it. Stop it. Now he's in Brooklyn. Again, if I'm the coach for an opposing team, I'm not worrying about LaMarcus Aldridge. Why are people up in arms about Brooklyn adding these two guys to the team? Does it make them good? Yes. But listen, they started the season with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, some of these other players. The day one roster that they had was good enough for them to go win the NBA championship, potentially. It's going to be tough to stop LeBron and AD, but I don't know if they would have been able to match the scoring output that Brooklyn could potentially have with Kyrie and Kevin Durant every single night. Plus the bench production from the likes of Karis. And if you're thinking just day one rosters, maybe Spencer Dinwiddie's not injured, you're adding him to the fold. Brooklyn already was poised. Then they do this whole James Harden trade. Now it's James, Kyrie, and KD. That's enough. You don't need anything else. It doesn't matter if they sign these two bums because, and I feel bad calling them bums because, yes, they can still play. Let's be real. Blake can still go out there and dunk everything if he needs to. He can still play a little bit, whatever. Same thing for LaMarcus. But y'all got to stop pretending like them adding these two jokers to the team made it to where nobody else has a chance. Y'all should not, if you're a fan of this team, because I see Laker fans over there, oh my God, the Lakers, they didn't do anything at the trade deadline. Now we're going to get killed by Brooklyn. Y'all not going to get killed, bro. You're not going to get killed. I wouldn't worry about Blake or LaMarcus doing anything of any real significance that probably wouldn't have already been done to you. Like, again, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. That's enough to win an NBA championship. Joe Harris, Jeff Green. Come on, like they have people, bro. They like adding Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge really does nothing for them. They needed people to play defense. Those niggas don't do that. Laker fans, relax, man. You know what's crazy is that today we have 4 people testify against Derek Chauvin. These witnesses could not be on tape. If you're wondering why, oh my God, why could they not be on tape? Because they were children. I can't even begin to imagine what it's like to have to testify against a guy after you watched him kill a man. And you have to be one of the people that says, yeah, I was there saying, please get off of him because he's saying he can't breathe. Things to that effect. When they count them up based on what they can hear, all that, it sounds like, I think it's upwards of like 25 to 30 times, I think he's saying that he can't breathe. And they're leaning their body weight on him, mostly Derek, for 9 minutes and 29 seconds total. George, my nigga, you did not deserve that, bro. That's just so crazy. It's crazy that they could kill Buddy like that. But then, like, try to be like, nah, we didn't really do nothing wrong. R.I.P. George Floyd, man. It's crazy that even a year later, even when you know the information, when you have to like hear it again, and then there's like an update on it. I don't want to hear an update of an already horrific situation. Like 8 minutes and 46 seconds was enough. You telling me we're tacking on more time? So it gets to up to a full 9.5 minutes. How much more? What more do they need? You ever watch crime shows and you hear the term where they say open and shut? That's not it. What they did to Breonna, it's not open and shut. There's always circumstances. It's built like that to keep them protected. Because why is this something that's even being argued? Y'all know damn well there ain't nowhere in the handbook that says, yeah, and so if you have to apprehend them, make sure to apply all of your body weight for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Just keep it under 9:30, and we'll be able to protect you in the court of law. That's what the audiobook probably sound like when they watching it, because a lot of these niggas probably can't read. Because you know that if you're reading the book properly, it's not telling you to do that. R.I.P. George Floyd. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor. I mean, sometimes I think about doing a show where I just get the list of names, and the entire time is just me reading off the names. Like, could fill up an entire show. This right now, we're going on 37 minutes and counting. Not even reading info, just reading the names could probably fill up the entire time. That's a lot of fucking names. We can give them to you by decade if need be. So many names. What more is needed? What more do white folks need before they just decide we got to fix this shit? Because y'all got to fix it. This type of hatred come from that racism and type of bullshit that y'all teach. And then the rest of us, while y'all work on that, the rest of us are going to make sure that we go out of our way to make sure that our children do not grow up thinking that it's okay to put hands on people, or that it is okay to treat people differently based on the color of their skin. This is how we all work together. Because I'm totally fine with helping out on that end. I'm not fixing racism for you. You did this, you fixed this. And I'm going to help you with the other stuff. Because I'll teach any and every kid about how they should play well with others, how we're not going to treat people bad. Well, I can help with that. And I could probably find you 10,000 friends who will be willing to do the same fucking thing. This shit got to start being different, bro. And listen, man, we got to get these cops to be different too. Because I said this last night. They knew what Derek was, and they still had him out there on the damn beat. He still was in the car, riding around, hassling people, doing all these crazy ass things. Now you got to go back and you got to look at every case he ever was a part of, because some of this shit may be funny, bro. And you need to actually go talk to those people and get a reasonable setup and accommodation. Bring these people in and have an honest conversation with them. And don't make them feel bad for having to tell you that people that don that same type of badge and bullshit that you do are out here doing bad. If they got to tell you that and you got to go fix it, you got to deal with it. It don't matter how it make you look. Y'all need to fix this shit, because y'all know what these people are and you don't do anything because you're afraid of how it might make you look. But fam, we're losing people behind this type of shit. So when's it going to be different? I've heard all your reasons, your justifications, all that. Just be different, man. Do different. You have the opportunity to live. Like, you can go do it now. After you see this and after you share it. When you fresh, you feel fresh when you wake up. I don't care. You want to wait till the morning? Go ahead. No, don't wait, because that's the fucking problem. Y'all been waiting. Y'all can literally get your asses up now and go fix this shit if you really want to. But you wake up every day choosing the complete opposite because you're afraid of how some of these conversations and how some of these incidents make you feel and look. Get over yourselves. Go fix it. We're tired of it. You know who else was tired? Michael Strahan apparently was tired of having that gap tooth smile. I don't even know if the photos are real. I can't believe it. Michael Strahan got new teeth today, ladies and gentlemen. That means he has no gap in his teeth. If y'all don't know who Michael Strahan is, he's an NFL legend. He played for the New York Giants for a long time. He was on, was it Good Morning America or the show with Kelly Ripa? He's on morning TV now. People love Mike, and he still does football stuff, I think. I think he was on Dancing with the Stars, but he's most famous, for football and then for the Gap thing. And apparently today he probably was tired of all the Twitter comments. Black Twitter got Mike's Gap up out of here probably. Because I'd be willing to bet that every time he say or do something stupid, Twitter probably kills him with that. He probably was tired of that shit. Because the internet's not going to get any less as the years go by. That shit going to get progressively worse. You know how bad it is, bro? You know how many memes I already seen about the Quavo thing? Like, it's bad. If this stuff don't make you sick when you see it, like, your moral compass is off, bro. But the fact that people were just like, fuck it. I don't care that they beating the hell out of each other. I got these memes ready. Like, they're up that quick. Then I sometimes feel bad because I be in there laughing at some of them. Not these ones today. Today was too much, man. We've seen too much violence from men against women. I'm tired of that, bro. I get exhausted seeing that shit because that shit's mad corny. Because, like, there were other people walking on the sidewalk when Buddy kicked this lady. He could have kicked anyone. And he chose what he felt like was the weakest of all the prey. I mean, fuck. I guess that's how animals hunt. But it's crazy to me, man. These big ass niggas, they will never do that to somebody else they see that's their size or another man usually. But they'll do it to this innocent woman who's just walking, minding her own fucking business. People up here, done. I don't know. Somebody sent me this story. They thought I should talk about this. I always think it's funny when people ask me to talk about like stuff that happens on. Let me phrase this right. So the thing is that people are upset over some girl going on Jimmy Fallon and doing TikTok dances and not giving, while on the show, not giving the black creators the credit. And I get it. TikTok has, I've been told, has been known to silence black creators, and they try to not elevate their stuff. And then a lot of these white kids, they go and they love the art, and so they go do it, and then it gets popularized because of them. And then they're the people that get invited on Jimmy Fallon and all that type of shit. And it's not like it don't be happening for black creators. It does, but not as much, especially when these people are, they're on a television show on a major network being broadcast to millions of people. They're on there, and I don't feel like she was taking credit for it. He's holding up signs that have these dance names on them, and then she's just kind of doing them all by herself, which looks so weird because, like, it didn't look like she was dancing all that great. So I'm kind of wondering why they picked her. I don't know. I've never seen her videos. I didn't know who she was. I just thought it was funny because the people on Twitter that look like that are killing her, it's like grown ass people who are like crusaders and shit. Which is cool because, like, yeah, you got to call it out, but like we got to talk about why she was making these dances not look that great. She wasn't dancing that great. Like, am I upset at the wrong fucking thing? I'm more mad that she was not even. You're on TV representing the dances, not doing them well. And then it make me wonder about the production team when they're booking this girl. How much fact checking and deep diving are you doing to confirm that she would actually be able to come on your show and do these dances the way that they're actually done by people who created them and their close followers? Can y'all make sure that these people can actually dance before y'all make them famous? And the article I read was kind of funny because they put her credentials. Again, I don't know who she is. Then shout out to you. You're technically a young entrepreneur because now you make your living doing other niggas dances on the internet. And you obviously, I don't know if you're stealing because they said something where she was trying to reach out to all the people and trying to say she wanted to work with them. And again, that feel like that whole thing where like they do you so wrong for so long, and then when you catch them, they go, "Oh, let me throw you a bone." She probably not gonna work with these people. Every time they try to schedule that shit, she gonna be booked. And then they probably gonna want to take her to court because she gonna continue to make waves for herself and steal their shit. So anyway. But when you watch the stuff, it's just not that great. So I was wondering what I was looking at. And then, like I said, I wonder about when they're booking the people, why are you not looking to actually find the true origin of said dances and then have those people on? That just seemed like somebody dropping the ball, and like you probably got some young ass kid, young dude who works and like, yo, it'd be great if we get this girl that I think is really hot to come on the show. Not realizing that you actually causing these problems. Get the real people, man. Don't book these pretenders because y'all, and honestly, y'all had her looking crazy because I don't know what she was doing. She was not dancing, bro. Because when they showed like a side by side of the real dances versus the shit that she was doing on the Jimmy Fallon show, it looked nothing like what these other kids, like there was no heart, there was no soul. Like, bro, she can't dance. Stop telling these people that they can dance just because they can mimic a couple of with the shoulder and then don't stop doing that. Stop telling them they can dance. All right. My last thing. I follow Van Lathan. I love this guy. Very outspoken gentleman. Sometimes he does say some crazy ass shit, but I feel like we all do that from time to time. For the most part, I tend to agree with a lot of the stuff he says. So I follow him and I check for his stuff. So I'm listening to just a small bit of his little podcast. And the question is, he's asking the young lady who's on the show with him, would you take $100 billion or end racism for everybody? Which one would you choose? And so I was thinking to myself, which one would I do? It was an easy call. I would end racism because I'm thinking like this. It's the same thing I say about bald-headed peanut head boy Bezos. There's no way in hell you can spend all that money. And at my current age, there's not enough years left to where I could really burn through it all. So then what? It's going to get left to somebody or a trust. and then that motherfucker's probably gonna mismanage it. So I'm really setting it up for the next person to hit the jackpot? I don't think so. I don't think so. Why not just do the right thing that you know needs to happen and racism? It's an easy call. I feel like if you have to hesitate and think about it, you're stupid as shit, because you can't even tell yourself there's enough things for you to buy or to own, do whatever to invest that money in. I know you could probably, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, yeah. But 100 billion versus just ending racism. Think about all the great and wonderful things that could happen if you could just get these people to ease the fuck up. I don't so we gotta listen to the chat. I don't know what the girl said. Cause I was doing this while I was doing something else. I was at work, but I'm trying to multitask and trying to gather things for the show. Saw it very quickly. I didn't really want to hear what their answers were. Not to say that I won't go back and listen, but in that moment, I really wasn't interested. I just really loved the question because I wonder what people would say, especially now that COVID has bankrupted a lot of people. Are people so hungry and starved for that money that they would take the money over doing what I feel is the right thing in this shit, man? I hate racism. That's why. It's an easy call. And I know that I'm not the only person who experiences the shit. It hasn't been very long since the last time I was called a nigger. So I'm still at age 34. I don't like it, bro. It don't bug me out enough to where I want to start snapping on people. I usually just laugh and crack jokes, but who the fuck wants to hear that from another person who's saying it purely from a place of hate? No one wants to hear that shit, bro. I can't imagine what this lady must be going through after what happened to her and what we saw on this security camera. Her getting kicked in the face multiple times just for being an Asian woman? Are you serious? And that's a black dude doing that. You mean to tell me you're using hate to oppress people? Someone who has hate and oppression put towards them every single fucking day? Come on, man. You're really out here doing people bad behind that same type of bullshit? There's no way I could be like, yeah, I'll take the 100 billion. I just gave you just two. Think about George. Think about that. If you end it, that probably don't happen to him. Think about Ahmad. That's racism right there. Can you imagine? Hey, I don't like the fact that this dark-skinned person is jogging down the street that I don't own. I do not like that. Running through the neighborhood that I do not own, this parcel of land that I probably barely pay the mortgage on, that person took it upon themselves and got two friends. He went and recruited friends to go help him take care of Ahmad because Ahmad was running down their street, bro. If you're really thinking about taking the money over ending racism, you're crazy as fuck. Y'all can't do that. I don't know. Go watch it. I'm gonna go watch it now because now Alyssa, I thank you for bringing up that point. I'm interested to know what Shorty said. I would like to know what Van said too, because I wouldn't be surprised if there was even some, brothers and sisters. I was like, maybe I'll take the 100 billion and I'll infiltrate from within. I can see people doing that. Nah, I'll take the money and I'll start hanging with all the rich people, and then I'll change racism at the top first. It's like, or you can just press the button that ends it. And you don't get 100 billion, but maybe you're under less stress and pressure on a daily basis. I don't know. It'd be funny. IG and Facebook. I be forgetting that Facebook owns IG. I'm not surprised that y'all are suckers, man. You ban folks for the craziest of things, and then you try to hit me with I'm giving out hate speech by saying men are pathetic. If you listen, people working at Facebook pressing that ban button on people and on IG, if you would have seen what I saw, you would also be saying that these men are pathetic. They're putting their hands on females. There's no need for that. I'm out of here. I don't think there's a show tomorrow. The sun has been out when I've been getting off work. So listen, self-care. Hey, it's self-care. I'll probably be back tomorrow though. Later. I'll see y'all later.